Thank you for clicking on this video. If you enjoy what you see, please like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell to stay up to date with our latest content.
And hey, don't forget, check out our Patreon where you can be part of the dream and enjoy this transaction.
Let's go get right into Kena Bridge of Spirits. This game, I'm a little mixed on it. I like it. It's not that I dislike. I do like it.
Okay.
Like when you at first glance, it looks like a Disney Pixar movie. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful. The environment looks pretty. The characters and just the way they interact and talk, their facial expressions, it looks like it's straight out of just something you'll see out of Disney Pixar or DreamWorks Studios or Illumination, whatever you want to call it. Which makes sense. This is Ember Lab who creates this game. And for those who don't know, Ember Lab, their forte is animation. So this is like where they shine. So you could tell their animation first and then gaming second. Okay, which it's not bad. Like this is their start. I'm assuming this is their start into the whole gaming scene. And for a start, I'd say they I wouldn't say they knocked it out the park, but they certainly hit a double. All right, and so like I said, the game's very pretty. Everything there is fine. But as you start playing it, the gameplay, it's very PS2. And okay.
What do you mean by that?
So, for example, the controls. She controls like a PlayStation 2 game, so it's a platformer. You know what I'm saying? You got your melee weapons. You know what I'm saying? You hit stuff with your melee. You got a bow and arrow. You shoot a bow and arrow at a certain object. It can kind of like teleport you over there. It plays like a lot like an old school like Ratchet and Clank, Spyro the Dragon, stuff like that. So that's what I mean by PS2. Because even when you open up the map, you could see these areas, but it's not an open world. It is fairly linear. Like you have like these lanes. It looks like it's like an open, lush environment, but truthfully, it's like these lanes that you're just walking through. And it's like, and when I say, just to double down on this whole PS2, is that like, for example, and this is pretty early in the game, like you get bow and arrows, and like suddenly now a pathway that was locked to you now opens up because your bow and arrows could hit a certain bullseye that would activate the switch to open said door. So it's a lot like that. It reminds me a lot of Spyro the Dragon, for example. I don't think as good. I think the animation really holds up. That's what makes it stand out. You know what I'm saying? Good.
So you're saying that, does it have kind of like a Metroidvania style thing to it, or nah?
Kind of, but I don't want to go that far because it's like, because Metroidvania is a lot of, oh man, I just unlocked this. Now, yeah, sure, certainly, like now this door can open up, but you have to like go through a lot of areas. Like usually when you get to your objective, it'll maybe open up a shortcut to get to the a hub area or that door quicker than walking all the way back. And Metroid, usually you have to walk all the way back. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a little different. So it does have those elements though. I like, yes, that's a good example. Just not the best, I would say. So like, I think like I said, Spyro, it plays more like a Spyro. I don't think as good. It looks prettier than Spyro, but that's just technology, like duh, right? But like it feels a lot more like the Spyro Reignited trilogy, the trilogy they remade for PS4, Xbox One. It feels like that. I still don't think as good though. I think that Spyro game is pretty. I think the Spyro games in general are solid. The platforming, she feels a little clunky sometimes. Like I said, very PS2 like where we didn't know what good controls really were. You know, at the time we played them because it's kind of all we had.
Now I notice you keep on referring to this game as a she. It's because of the main character?
Yes, my apologies. Yes, the main character, her name is Kena. And so she
a bridge to spirits.
What's that?
She a bridge to the spirits.
Yeah, exactly. That's essentially exactly what it is. She's there helps guide spirits to the afterlife. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so I think she's called like a guardian of some sort, and her father was a guardian, and like I said, and then you have these. The cool thing is they mix several games together. Like I said, it feels a lot like a PS2 game until you coming in close with what is called the Rot. The Rot is these little cute characters. They're like just really, like they look more like just legs in a body. They got hands too, but you can get like little hats for them, so it's kind of cute. You know what I'm saying? They got like little mushroom hats, little mushroom caps and whatnot, bows. But what they do is they help you. So like, let's say there's a wall that you can't get over, you can tell them, hey, can you grab this block, and they'll move it over to where you tell them to move it over. So it's like Pikmin like that, where they're all carrying it. So it's got like somewhat Pikmin elements, and like I said, hack and slash, also platformer. That's pretty much the gist of it, though. It is very pretty. I do like it. I do plan on beating it. I'm still enjoying it. The only thing I really wanted was like with the bow and arrow, like a slowdown time. I love when you have bow and arrows and you can slow down time, and in this game has that, so that's great. So just stuff like that. That's pretty much it in a nutshell.
So, a couple questions come to mind.
Yeah,
First
please.
one, if this came out in a more populated time for the PS5, would you have even bought this game?
Ooh, that's a good question. Okay, I'm gonna say it depends on what the first party scene looks like. Like, we know PS5, the first party scene's a little lacking. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like, if the first party scene was like on and popping, and you know we were getting some AAA first party games, probably not. I don't think so. I think this is only beneficial because we have that lack of games, essentially.
Another thing, do you feel that this game, because when I watch trailers and I've heard people talk about it, they talk about how beautiful the game is how pretty the game is the best thing about this? How can I say this better? Is gameplay second to the graphics?
Yes, I'd say so. I to me it is, and like it's you know, we always talk about how gameplay is king. You know, that should always be first priority, and yeah, I agree. What's getting me through the game is how pretty it looks. You know, I do wish it controlled a little bit better. I don't think this is like game of the year. You know, I don't think this is a masterpiece by any means, but it's still solid. It's still, you know, a good game, and it just looks very pretty, and that's what keeps having me come back. Kind of like early PS3 days.
I feel like this would have been a great launch title game.
Right.
If it would have came with the PS5, it would have been like, ooh, baby, this game's so pretty. But I gotta ask, like, when you're playing, does it move you? Like, you know what I mean? Does it make you feel like when you're playing something, do you feel like you're immersed in this world, or is it just like you're playing a game?
Let's see, immersed. I say when you go into a cutscene, yes, it captures you in as if you're one of these movies. So again, like that part, 100%. The gameplay, not so much. Like I feel like for the most part, I'm playing it with my brain kind of shut off. Like, because it's kind of easy. Now, once you get to like a boss battle, it gets kind of difficult. I don't want to. So if for some reason the challenge ramps up. I fought this boss and I had to fight him like 4 times because it's like I didn't know his move set. Not only that, I wasn't utilizing all of my move set, so that I was kind of playing at a disadvantage. And I'm not even playing on the hardest difficulty. I'm only playing on normal. Like, so it's not on easy, it's not on hard or super hard or whatever it is. So yeah, so it does have its little difficulty moments. That's when I'm like, oh, I gotta tighten up. I had to, you know, actually sit up now and play the game.
Yeah, the posture changes.
Yeah,
you go from,
exactly.
You go from here to here.
Yeah, I had to like lean in a little bit.
Boy.
Yeah.
So, would you want like a second Bridge of Spirits game, or you're like, bro, I want more of this world?
I think it's still too early to tell for me personally. Give me about a week or so. I think I'll finish the game by then, because the game's supposed to be short. It's like 8 to 10 hours apparently. And I'd say I'm about 2 to 3 hours in maybe. So I'm coming up at the halfway point.
Quarter of the game?
Yeah, I would say I'm a quarter of the way done. So yeah, we'll see. Next week I'll give you a little more of a definitive answer.